Hey yo, it's me again, Valerie. Welcome back to my yarn room. Yay! Okay, before we get started, I would like to invite anybody who has not already to hit that word subscribe. When you do, give the videos a thumbs up, share them if you can, and leave me a comment. Alright, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I am going to attempt to show y'all how I do a hexagon cardigan, a campfire cardigan. There's a lot of different names for it. A granny square cardigan. A lot of different names for it. Alright, but I'm going to start with the magic ring. Now, this is the way I do the magic ring. If you got a different way of doing it, by all means do it. But if you don't know how to do the magic ring, or if you just don't want to bother with the magic ring, I would suggest chaining 5 or 6, because you're going to have 6 different clusters in this. So it's got to be a pretty good chain. I wouldn't suggest anything more than 6. But, and then just connect it together and make it a ring. And I just chain 1. Okay, now I'm going to go into the magic ring. And I'm going to put some double crochets. And it is difficult to hold the ring and do the stitch. So that's why a lot of people do not like the magic ring, because it does take a little bit to hold the ring and do the stitch. Okay, I have 1 granny cluster there because that's 3 double crochets. So I'm going to do a corner. So I'm going to chain 2. And I'm going to do that 6 times. 3 doubles, chain 2. 6 times. Okay, and I will meet you back when I get that done 6 times around the ring. 3 doubles, chain 2. Okay, I'm back. And I've got 6 granny clusters with a chain 2 in between. So there's 3, chain 2, 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 3, and I chain 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go right here into the top of the first double, and I'm going to slip stitch, if I can get my fingers to work right. I got fumble fingers today, okay, y'all? Okay. I'm going to pull my loop up, and I'm going to turn it over, because I need to, that's a big old hole. So I need to close that hole up. Oh, sorry, I hit the camera. Alright. I closed the hole up. Now, you got 2 options at this point. You can do a traditional granny square that has the holes, or you can do a solid granny square that only has the connection holes at the corners. Okay? I like the solid. So, okay, let me tell you. I'm going to do the solid, but I'm going to explain to you how to do the traditional granny square. All you do at this point, if you're going to do the traditional, is you slip stitch right here into the next stitch. Then you slip stitch into this stitch. Then you slip stitch right here into the chain 2. And you work a traditional granny square. You put your 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay? Then you chain 1, and you go over here to your next one. And you do the same thing with each one of these corners. Okay? But I don't do that. At this point, I like to do the standalone double crochet because it just looks better than a chain 3. So, I'm going to do my standalone double crochet. And I've showed how to do this multiple times, so if you don't know, go back and watch my previous videos. Okay, now I've got 2 more stitches right there, so I'm going to put my double crochets in those 2 stitches, 1 in each. Okay, now I'm over here at the corner. The way I'm going to do the corner is I'm going to go in, I'm going to do 2 double crochets. And then I'm going to chain 2. Because it's a corner. And yes, you've got 6 corners. Now see, it don't want to lay flat already. Because it ain't supposed to. Okay, then I'm going to go back into the same chain 2 space. And I'm going to put 2 more double crochets. Okay, now, with a solid granny, you always remember that right there is your first stitch. If you got to, pull it over. It's yarn. It can take it. Because you got 3 stitches right there. 1, 2, 3. If you forget that stitch, your count's going to be off. And it ain't going to be right. Oh, I missed where I was going. And then you do the same thing with this corner, okay? Now, for my size, which I like my clothing kind of big. So, I made about an extra large to a 2X, somewhere in between those two. I did 13 rows. Okay? And then I stopped. And I'll show you why. Hold on one second. I have to get my doll baby, because I can't turn my camera so that y'all can see it on me. So I made one for my doll baby. Okay, hold on. I'm back. Now, I have 3 rows around with 6 sides. And y'all see how wonky that is? I mean, it will not lay flat for nothing. If I made it into a square, yeah, it would lay flat. But it's not. So, what you do, after you get the rows that you want, you take opposite corners and you fold them inward like that, leaving the right side of your work out. And it makes an L shape. Okay? Now, looking at my doll baby's arms, I noticed that I should have went 4 rows, but I didn't. I went 3. So let's just pretend that I did 4 rows. I'm going to show y'all how to fit it to your body. And excuse me, my doll baby's big. Okay, right here is her shoulder, her arm, her underarm, and her bust. This is what you want to do to fit it to your body. Don't worry about the bust. okay? Because you're going to go around your square again. You want to take that where you began, that magic circle or whatever, and put it right at the underarm. And if your stitches are enough to come up on the back side and the front side to meet just the arm, the shoulder and the arm, not the bust, then you stitch it up at the top of the arm. Of course, mine is not. I should have went a couple more rows. Once you stitch it up at the arm, let me move little Lucy. Let's just say that I went in this corner on the front and the back side. And I went in this corner on the front and the back side. And I stitched all this here up. Okay? Well, then, you just work around this part to continue the size of the bust. See what I'm saying? Okay, and then, once you get the size of the bust, then you put the two panels together and stitch down the back, leaving the front open. Well, if you want it to be longer sleeves, because doing it this way, it'll be like a midriff sleeve. Well, then you just keep going around until you get it the length you want. Put a cuff on it. Once you stitch up the back side, well, then you just keep going back and forth until you get it the length down that you want. Put a cuff on it. And you can even add a collar around the top. And it's the exact same pattern for the solid granny as it is for the traditional granny. You do them the exact same way. So you start with 6 clusters, granny clusters, with your chain in between. And then whichever style you want, you go from there. After you get a few rows, you take the 2 corners opposite of each other, push from the back side, connect them, and you'll have an L or a V, whichever one. I like the V because, it's Val's Yarn Room. All right, y'all. I hope that was a good explanation. If not, message me. Let me know that I need to take more time. Just keep in mind I can't do more than 30-minute videos. I might have to do a couple more on this. I don't know. It's up to y'all. Let me know if you don't understand what I'm talking about. So, you just do the arm to start. Measure your arm. You make 2 panels. Exactly the same. Measure your arm to see if it's going to fit. Because, like I said, with my little Lucy doll, it didn't fit. I need to do a couple more rows and then sew up the top of the arm from the neck over. All right, y'all. That's going to be all for today. And I will meet y'all back here in the next one for another grand adventure right here in Val's Yarn Room. I truly do love each and every single one of y'all to pieces. Do something nice for somebody, even if it's just a smile. All right, y'all, I'm not going to hold you up any longer. Get your crochet on, because I'm gonna. All right, bye, y'all.